What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to Bourbon of the Week. My name's Chris. I'm going to be your host for today, and today we have a special one for you. This is Wild Turkey's 70th anniversary release in honor of Jimmy Russell's 70 years at Wild Turkey. We are going to try this out, put it through the gauntlet, price, taste, drinkability, and then we're going to blind it against Wild Turkey 101 to see which one we like better. But of course, we're going with a fancy glass in honor of Jimmy. Let's pour this up. A lot to talk about with this bottle, but everybody knows before we get started, time for the traditional sip. Cheers, y'all. Gonna crush the 101. That's right, when we put this up blind in our Bourbon Bomb of the Week, I think Wild Turkey 101, unfortunately, the original, is going to lose to this particular release right here. Now, again, we talked about this. This is in honor of Jimmy Russell's 70th year at Wild Turkey, which is absolutely crazy to think about. 70 years for any person at any company anywhere is crazy to think about. But in the whiskey community, obviously right now, whiskey is a big thing, and I'm glad Jimmy Russell is still around doing his thing over there. I haven't had the opportunity to meet him, unfortunately, but hopefully I can get out to Wild Turkey, maybe do a Russell's Reserve pick. I don't know, Jimmy, if you find out about this video, let me know if we can do anything like that. But price, taste, drinkability, we always start with drinkability. Let's see how this does for, well, 101 proof. I would never say that Wild Turkey, when it comes to these particular lineups, ever drink over their proof, but they always kind of teeter right around their proof for me, including the Wild Turkey 101. This one, however, I think is slightly under its proof. I don't think it's anything crazy, though. I was hoping for a little bit more when it comes to the drinkability side of things. Maybe it would be a little bit easier to drink with an 8-year age statement, although I think the original stuff, correct me if I'm wrong, is 5 to 7 years anyway, maybe 4 to 6, something like that. So 8-year Wild Turkey versus 4 to 6 or 5 to 7. Is there that much of a difference when it comes to drinkability? I don't think so. I'll be interested when I put them up side by side, but we always give it a 7.0 if it drinks right at its proof. I'm going to take one more sip, then we'll give you a score. Yeah, I mean, again, slightly under proof when it comes to the 101 proof. I might blind this at like 97, 98 proof. So we're going to give it like right above that 7 since it's a 7.0 if it drinks right at its proof. I'm going to say like 7.12 when it comes to drinkability on this. Nothing exceptional, especially coming out of the Wild Turkey lineup, but kind of right in line of what I was expecting when it comes to drinkability. But taste-wise, let's talk about that next. Now, taste is where I think this bottle is truly going to separate itself from the original Wild Turkey 101. This gives me flavors that, and I'm not by any means going to tell you that I would confuse this with a Russell's Reserve, but when it comes to like, this is Wild Turkey 101, this is a really good Russell's Reserve single barrel, I was expecting this bottle to be here. It's almost like a third of the way up, right? I'm getting a little bit of a fruity note that I don't normally get when it comes to the original Wild Turkey 101. For me, it's like a dark fruit, maybe like a plum or something like that, dark grapes or something like that I absolutely love. Gives it a very good sweetness on the front of this. I still get the spiciness that I'm expecting, and which is one of the reasons why I love Wild Turkey 101, because I think it's so versatile. I love the spiciness if I'm going to do a cocktail like an old fashioned, but I can also drink it neat because it gives me enough complex flavors at the price point that I love it. I think this is giving me even more complex flavors. I get like a citrus note on this. I get like almost a honey viscosity, maybe like a honey sweetness on this mixed in with a very, very slight sweet oak on the end. There's some toffee on this as well, which is maybe what I'm confusing with, not confusing, but bringing up that Russell's Reserve side of things. The sweetness is so good. The spiciness is in the middle. The oak doesn't overpower the glass. And in fact, it's kind of lingering in the background, which is the way that I like my oak when it comes to a particular whiskey release. This is really, really good. I think it's balanced. I think it's complex. I can't really complain too much about this. And when we talk about price, there's no reason to complain at all. Very, very, very solid pick. Jimmy Russell also often jokes about if he could put out anything, it would be an 8-year Wild Turkey 101. If he was the owner of the company and got to make all of the decisions right now, that's all that he would be producing. So knowing this is a 70th anniversary for him, it's definitely fitting. Cheers, y'all. I mean, this is damn near perfection when it comes to my particular flavor profile. Again, Wild Turkey, like 3 for 3. Some of the top whiskeys that I've ever tried definitely come out of Wild Turkey, so maybe I'm just biased at this point. But somebody actually posted a post on Facebook, PA Bourbon Squad. If you're from the Pennsylvania area and you're not following PA Bourbon Squad, come join us over there. They posted and they said, it's not perfect because nothing's perfect, and I don't want to call it perfect, but it's damn near perfection. And I commented on it and I said, listen, for me, this is perfect. I'll be the one to say it. I think it's that good. I honestly, especially when you're talking about the price point. Now, the thing about this particular release that I absolutely love is We'll actually talk about this during the Bourbon Bomb of the Week. This is going to be readily available. This isn't one of those things that you're going to have to hunt for. Apparently, there's going to be plenty of these on the shelf eventually. So if you haven't seen it yet, just wait, because it should hit your area. Don't pay secondary or whatever you see for anything like this yet. Make sure it's not going to hit your area, because from my understanding, this is going to be a pretty wide release. But let's get back into taste on this. Love this glass right here. I got to go easy 9s on this. It's just a matter of how high. 9.36. I think it's that good, guys. I'm trying to find something in this that I don't like. I think the front of this glass really impresses me the most. That plum that I'm getting, maybe there's like a cherry note on this as well at the beginning. Very fruity, very sweet, but still not overpowering when it comes to the sweetness. If it was overpowering, I might like it even more, because that's what I like about whiskey. But then it's just so well balanced. It's that roller coaster ride. There's no sharp edges. I love this glass. I'm going to, when this hits my area, obviously this hasn't hit Pennsylvania yet as far as I know, but when this hits my area, I mean, I've got to stock up on these, because once these are gone, I mean, obviously, I hope they put out another release like this again, but who knows when we will get something like this again. What did I say? 9.23? 9.32. One of those. We're going 9.32 because it's that good. And last but not least, we'll actually talk about this now rather than waiting during our Bourbon Bomb of the Week, because we're going to drink some other whiskey during that. I got to just tell you, one thing that bothers me about this particular bottle is the fact that now we know, right? Now we know that a company like Wild Turkey can mass produce a limited edition, a what do they call this? Anniversary release that's not, 14 years old and $350. This is what we're looking for, Whiskey World. We don't need that $350, 200 bottle release. I don't want that anymore. I'm tired of hunting whiskey like that. Put out great whiskey, release it to the masses. 8 years is fine. 10 years is great. Whatever you have to do to put out great whiskey in these quantities at these price points. This is what I'm looking for today. Again, I would buy 4 of these bottles before I go out and buy a $200 unknown bottle that just has a 14-year age statement that I don't know anything else about. This right here, whiskey community, listen to me. We need to preach how good this bottle is if you like this, because this is what companies can move towards, and we could be the reason that they do it. So this release right here, $50, people. $50, 8-year, Wild Turkey 101, coming from, I think Rare Bird 101 said Camp Tyrone, most likely, just because that's where Jimmy usually likes to pick his barrels from. All of that leading to this flavor profile at $50, what more can we ask for? Nothing. That's what I can tell you. I can tell you I'm not looking for another Russell's Reserve 15 at $300. I'm looking for another Russell's Reserve 15 at $300, because that's a really damn good bottle as well. But I just got to tell you, at $50, this is a freaking steal, guys. If you see this on the shelf, there's no reason not to buy it. One more sip will give you a score when it comes to price. With the way the whiskey world is going right now, I think $50 is the new $20, right? We all used to put out our videos of top budget bourbons, $20 and under. Now it's kind of hard to find bourbons even in that price point. So I will say $50 is the new $20, $25. I think this is a very fair, very actually underappreciated price, if you ask me. I think they could have put this out as the Jimmy Russell 70th anniversary edition and probably put a $120 price tag on it, and people would have flocked to it. But knowing the quantities, knowing it's $50, knowing that they can do this now, I'm going to be looking forward to more of this stuff going into the future. This glass right here, I got to tell you, I love it. So at $50, I'm going right back up in the 9s. I don't really know how much cheaper this bottle could get, to be quite honest with you. 9.47. 9.47 seems like a fair spot for this. But listen, I'm going to finish up this glass. We're going to pour this up blind against our Wild Turkey 101 and see if these are similar. One's definitely better than the other, or maybe I'm just making all of this up. Cheers, y'all. We got B and C. That's what I found today. This is our Great Whiskey Challenge tasting kit. I've talked about this plenty of times. If you don't know what it is, make sure you check them out. Great Whiskey Challenge. We'll put C on this. We'll put B on this, and the corresponding letters are underneath. Let's pour these up. Let's spin them up so we don't know which one's which, and let's find out which one is better, because I still think it's going to be this one. At least I hope so. By the way, I don't know if the plastic container makes a difference. Somebody bought this for me a little while ago as like a flask for a game we were going to, but I never used it. So here we go. Grab our whiskey wisdom wheel so we can spin these up. And let's get it. People ask me all the time, why do I move them around on the wheel? It's because you can see the Whiskey Wisdom emblem here. So if I put one on the top and one on the bottom, then I would know which one's which. So then I switch them up. So then eventually I get confused. But that way, if I put this one on top, you guys aren't like, well, you knew which one that was. I wish I could get a wheel like this without anything in the middle. That way I could not know what they are the second that I put them on there. But we got to do what we got to do. All right, we got B over here. We've got C over here. One of these is B. One of these is C. There's only one way to find out. Cheers. Time for the traditional sip. I mean, that's really good. I don't know if I'm going to be able to figure this out, actually. If they're really, really close, I'm actually going to be surprised. I won't lie to you. That actually feels easier to drink than the one that I was drinking tonight, but I now had 2 glasses of this, so maybe that has something to do with it. Let's get into this glass over here, see if there's any big difference. Still very easy to drink. Some pretty good flavor profiles on these. It actually is a little bit closer than I was expecting. Right now, initially, this one seems like the slightest bit harsher. This one seems like a little bit more complex to me, but a lot closer than I thought it was going to be. This is actually surprising to me. Second sip on this one after this sip tastes a little funky. Tastes a little bit off to me. Definitely tastes like a lot more spiciness to this one, which I was talking about with the Wild Turkey 101 original. This one had a lot more sweetness, a lot more fruity notes to it. But let's see if we can pick anything specific out of this. For this glass over here, I feel like, and I don't want to sound disrespectful, but compared to the two of them, I feel like this glass is almost like grainy. Now, by no means does it taste young or anything like that, but this glass seems grainy to me. It seems almost like cereally. I don't know how to really explain it. I don't want to say weedy, but it seems grainy to me. I feel like I can pick out like grassy, more of that type of flavor profile out of this glass over here after I drank this glass. I mean, now that I've had a couple of sips of each of these, I'd be absolutely shocked if this wasn't the Wild Turkey 70th Anniversary Edition. If this is Wild Turkey 101 Original, then we've got to redo the entire video and I won't post this because that would be impressive. I mean, that's really, really good. This one, though, wasn't bad. I just feel like initially I drank it and I was like, oh, that's pretty good. I like that a lot. And then I drank this one and I was like, no, I don't. I don't love that one compared to this one over here. It's got to be this way. Again, if not, I'm quitting when it comes to whiskey. I mean, I got to call it. I got to say this is 101. This is 101's 70th anniversary. I'm not going to finish them because I do have another video or two to shoot tonight, but I'm just going to call it there. This has to be Wild Turkey 101. This has to be the 70th anniversary. And this is B, right? Whew, just to make sure. Yes, this is, I mean, I'll finish this because I want you to see the bottom so you don't think I'm cheating. I guess I should have finished that one since I liked it better, but that is B. That is the 101. Still a really good bottle, by the way. I like this a lot. I like it. Ooh. There's a honey note on this one as well. This one over here, though, is just giving me so much more complex, so much more dense when it comes to the flavor profile. I love this. Yeah, that's really good. So that's where we're going to leave you. Wild Turkey 70th. You should definitely pick it up if it hits your market. And listen, here's the deal. This bottle came in at an 8.63, absolutely crushing some very, very good bottles on our list for 2 different reasons. Number one, the flavor profile is obviously fantastic, but the availability and the price point, we don't even do availability here on this channel, but we probably should. But the price point absolutely saves this bottle. I shouldn't say saves this bottle because it is delicious. I will say I was a little bit surprised by the drinkability. It does drink near that 101 proof. Nothing wrong with that, right? Slightly under when it comes to the 101 proof, 7.12. So nothing bad by any means, but there are some better bourbons that when you get into that higher proof range really drop down from what I'm expecting when it comes to the proof. Other than that, though, like I said in my Facebook post or my Facebook comment, damn near perfection when it comes to this bottle right here. Wild Turkey, keep doing this. Keep giving me more of this. Any other company that's watching this, keep giving me more of this. This special release stuff that's 200 or 500 or 1,000 bottles. It's awesome, right? I understand we're limited when it comes to these high-aged quantities of whiskey, but you've got some great stuff brewing in that 7, 8, 9, or 10 year range that I guarantee you can put out a lot more. So this right here, absolute fantastic bottle. But listen, if you like this type of content, I would greatly appreciate it if you click that like and subscribe button. We're almost at 10,000 and I could use your help. We're trying to get there before Christmas. Make sure you check us out on Instagram at Bourbon of the Week. Go click that follow button over there. Check out our Patreon page and our Discord. Both those links in the description below. Please don't drink and drive. Always drink responsibly. Stay healthy, stay happy. Stay putting out great whiskey at affordable prices. Cheers, Wild Turkey.